You ever meet someone who feels like they see straight through you, but neither of you ever says a word about it? You both play it cool. Pretend you're just friends. But every glance, every word, every pause feels charged. Like there's something dangerous under the surface. Yeah, that's not your imagination. That's psychology, and today we're diving deep into 4 hidden psychological signs that you both have feelings for each other, but no one dares to admit it. Keep watching because sign number 4, that's the one that exposes why you both stay silent even when it's obvious. Before we start, let me ask you, do you ever catch yourself overthinking one tiny message from them? If yes, you might already be in deeper than you think. Because here's what most people don't realize. When mutual attraction exists but remains unspoken, your brain enters a state of heightened awareness. You analyze everything: the tone of their text, the timing, the punctuation. A simple hey becomes a puzzle you need to solve. This isn't weakness. It's your subconscious detecting emotional significance and trying to protect you from misreading the situation. But what if I told you that they're doing the exact same thing with your messages? Reading between the lines, searching for hidden meaning, wondering if you feel what they feel. That mutual hyper-awareness, that's where it all begins. Sign number 1, your conversations have emotional depth without trying. Let's be real. Most conversations in life are small talk. Weather, work, weekend plans, surface-level noise. But with them, it's different. You talk about random things, yet somehow it always gets personal. They ask about your dreams, your fears, your past. And when you open up, it doesn't feel like oversharing. It feels safe, intense, almost like therapy, but with chemistry. That's because when two people are emotionally drawn to each other, their brains release dopamine and oxytocin during deep conversation. The same chemicals that bond lovers, not just friends. And here's the kicker. Even if you both act casual, your subconscious minds are already syncing up. You start mirroring tone, breathing, and even micro-expressions. It's not just good conversation. It's emotional resonance. Your psyche's recognizing something familiar in each other. Think about it. How many people in your life actually ask how you're feeling and wait for the real answer? How many create space for your truth without judgment or interruption? That kind of presence is rare. And when someone offers it consistently, your nervous system registers them as significant. But there's another layer to this. Deep conversations create what psychologists call self-expansion, when being around someone makes you feel like a bigger, more interesting version of yourself. You leave conversations with them feeling energized, understood, seen. Not drained, not performing, just real. And if you notice they share things with you they don't tell anyone else, things they've kept buried or guarded, that's not random vulnerability. That's their subconscious testing the waters, seeing if you can hold their truth. Watch their eyes next time. If they hold contact longer than usual while you talk about something vulnerable, that's not friendliness. That's attraction trying to stay hidden. Because eye contact, especially during emotional disclosure, triggers the release of phenylethylamine, the same chemical your brain produces when you're falling in love. So if your conversations feel like they matter more than they should, trust that feeling. Your psychology is picking up on something real. But here's where it gets darker, because the next sign doesn't come from what's said. It comes from the tension of what's not said. And that tension, it tells you everything. Sign number 2, you both avoid talking about feelings on purpose. You joke, you flirt, you connect. You stay up late talking, you text throughout the day, you find excuses to see each other. But the moment the topic of liking someone comes up, silence. Or worse, one of you changes the subject. Someone asks, "So are you seeing anyone?" And suddenly you both become masters of deflection. Vague answers, nervous laughter, quick pivots to something safer. This is a defense mechanism known as emotional repression. It happens when both people subconsciously sense mutual attraction, but neither feels safe enough to risk vulnerability. So you both do this dance. You hover near the truth but never touch it. Why? Because you both fear the same thing. Once I say it, everything changes. There's power in the unspoken. As long as neither of you confesses, you both get to keep the connection without the consequences. No rejection, no awkwardness, no potential loss. It's a silent agreement. Let's pretend we don't notice what's happening. Because once we admit it, we can't go back. And that shared avoidance becomes its own form of intimacy. You don't need to confess, you both already know. In fact, there's a twisted comfort in it. The ambiguity protects you from having to make a choice. You get the thrill of what if without the risk of what now. But here's the darker truth. This dance can last for months, even years. Two people orbiting each other, both waiting for the other to be brave first. And the longer it goes on, the heavier the silence becomes. Because deep down, you both know that someone has to break it eventually. That's the paradox of unspoken attraction. It thrives in silence, until one of you finally breaks it. But before anyone breaks anything, there's something else happening. Something your body is doing that your words refuse to. And if you think you're imagining all this, wait till you hear the third sign. It's the one that makes your body react before your mind even knows what's happening. Because your body doesn't lie. Sign number 3. Your body language betrays you. Dark psychology tells us something fascinating. Your body reveals what your words try to hide. You can control what you say. You can craft the perfect response, maintain the right tone, play it cool. But your body? Your body operates on instinct. You lean in closer when they speak. You mirror their movements without realizing it. You laugh a little louder around them. You find reasons to be near them, even in a crowded room. These are involuntary cues of limbic attraction, the subconscious part of your brain that detects safety and connection. But it goes deeper. When you're near them, your heart rate slightly rises. Your pupils dilate, a primal response to something your brain finds rewarding. Your voice tone subtly lowers, a biological cue of intimacy and trust. You might even fidget, touch your hair, or adjust your clothes. It's your nervous system preparing for exposure. As if your body is saying, this person matters, don't mess this up. And here's the eerie part. They're doing the exact same thing. You just haven't caught it yet. Next time you're together, pay attention. Do they angle their body toward you, even when talking to someone else? Do they find small reasons to touch your arm, your shoulder, your hand? Do they mirror your posture within seconds of you shifting position? That's not conscious. That's your nervous system syncing. In neuroscience, this is called limbic synchrony, when two people's emotional states begin to align through proximity and attention. It's why being around them feels different than being around anyone else. Your body recognizes them as significant before your mind admits it. And if you've ever felt that pull, that magnetic, almost uncomfortable awareness of where they are in a room, that's not coincidence. That's your brain's attentional system prioritizing their presence. You might try to ignore it, but your body has already decided they matter. And the wildest part? If you're feeling this, they probably are too. Because mutual attraction isn't one-sided awareness. It's two people silently screaming at each other through glances, proximity, and touch, hoping the other one notices but terrified they will. But even after you both walk away, even after the moment ends, something lingers. But the most powerful sign isn't about touch or talk or tension. It's about what happens after you both walk away. Because that's when the real psychology reveals itself. Sign number 4, the lingering energy that won't leave. You finish talking, you go home, but your mind keeps replaying tiny moments. The way they smiled, the way they looked at you, the silence that said more than words ever could. You analyze everything. Did they mean something by that comment? Was that look intentional? Why did they pause before answering? That's not random. It's a psychological imprint. Your mind struggling to close the loop on unresolved emotion. And if you notice this energy lingers even when you try to distract yourself, that's your subconscious attaching meaning. In dark psychology, it's called cognitive resonance, when two minds create an emotional echo that doesn't fade easily. You sense them in songs, in places, even in your dreams. You think it's coincidence, but it's your brain reminding you that this connection was never neutral. Here's what's really happening. Your brain craves resolution. When emotional tension remains unresolved, your mind loops back to it, trying to make sense of something that defies logic. You can't explain why they affect you this much. You can't justify why you think about them when you shouldn't, but you do, and it doesn't stop. That's because unspoken feelings create what psychologists call an open gestalt, an incomplete emotional experience your mind refuses to let go of. And deep down, you both feel it. You just won't admit it. Because if you do, you'll have to face what it means. Maybe it means risking the friendship. Maybe it means confronting your own fear of rejection. Maybe it means accepting that this person has power over your peace of mind. And that's terrifying. So you stay in the liminal space, the almost, the maybe, the what if. And some part of you even enjoys it. Because as long as it stays unspoken, it stays perfect. No disappointment, no complications, just potential. But here's the hard truth nobody wants to hear. Potential isn't connection. It's just fear dressed up as patience. That's the beauty and the curse of mutual, unspoken feelings. They make you feel alive, but never certain. So maybe you're thinking of someone right now. Someone you don't like that, right? Sure, keep telling yourself that. But your psychology already knows better. And if you recognized yourself in even one of these signs, you're probably not imagining it. So now that you know, which sign hit you hardest? The deep conversations that feel different than anything else? The silence when feelings come up, like you're both protecting something fragile? The way your bodies move toward each other without permission? Or the way they linger in your thoughts long after they're gone? If you noticed more than one of these signs, there's a very real chance that both of you feel the same way. You're just too scared to say it first. But here's the truth. Unspoken chemistry is a game of endurance. Whoever admits it first loses control. And that's exactly why most people keep pretending. But let me leave you with this. Silence protects you from rejection, but it also protects you from connection. And at some point, you have to decide. Is the fear of losing them worth never really having them? If you enjoyed this deep dive into dark psychology, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. And if you're hungry for more truths about attraction and the human mind, check out the other videos on this channel, where we go even deeper into the secrets people hide and the power of those who notice. Because in the end, it's not about what's said, it's about what's felt. And if you're feeling it, chances are they are too.